Welcome to episode 5 of the Power Redneck. This episode is called The Farm. So, my name is Bonnie Laloli. I'm 43 years old. I live in the Hunter Valley at the moment. And this podcast is about my life experiences, and hopefully you can get some understanding of how people live in certain situations. The reason why I'm calling this episode The Farm is because when we were placed in foster care on April 27, 1988, we were placed on a farm in the Hunter Valley called Farnham. It was owned by the Edwards family. My foster parents were caretakers or farm managers. I think my foster father managed the farm, and my foster mother helped look after Mrs. Edwards' garden and did chores for her as well. And we arrived there by car, government car. I think I've said this previously. I can't say that the whole part of my childhood on the farm was miserable, because it wasn't. I was raised from the ages of 7 until 17, and not all of that was miserable. I didn't really know my foster father was trying to make advances towards my sister. I had no clue about that until later years when I spoke to her about it. And she left the farm in 1990, I think, or 91. We went to school at Marywell Central School, which is a small school. Reasonably small school. It goes from, you have Marywell Central School Primary, and then you have had Marywell Central High School, and now I think they're both combined. I haven't been to Marywell in about 11 years. No, 2015, 9 years. Yeah. So I went to Marywell Central School, which was nice. I had friends, some really nice people that were caring enough to, be nice to me. I do recall one instance when I was in primary school. This young girl, she said to me, "At least my mother didn't dump me." And I don't know where she got that information from, or is it just something off the top of her head because I was a foster child? But those words stayed with me. And then I found out in my Department of Community Services file that, yes, indeed, my mother relinquished parental responsibility and left to New Zealand. They couldn't locate her. I think both my father and mother were probably over the court process. And, yeah, so she went to New Zealand, I think, to live with her mother or something. I don't know. We were in touch, but not much. So at Marywell, Marywell is a beautiful farming community. The agricultural land is very rich, and I think it was where the origins of the Australian wool industry was. And I think you probably heard the expression "off the sheep's back." A lot of the farming properties became very wealthy from having merino sheep, and they still have a festival called Festival of the Fleeces, where they celebrate the wool industry. It was really nice growing up. Well, I'm not saying all the time, but the homestead that they had was near a river. I had 2 foster brothers, one called Jason, one called Wallace. They were reasonably nice to us. They weren't violent, or there was instances where Wallace shot me with a BB gun. But, how many kids in the 80s were shot by BB guns by their siblings? I don't know. I'm not trying to demonize people. I think if you just look at it with a common sense perspective, perhaps, I don't think it was mean-spirited. He shot me with a BB gun. And he had a 125 or 250 dirt bike, and he let me ride on the back of it. I couldn't really ride a motorcycle, but both of them could drive a car at like 7 or 8. They used to drive us to the bus stop, which was probably like a couple of kilometres from the house. So they drove it, I think it was an old Kingswood, to the bus stop. But Peter didn't get along well with Jason. One time Peter made a board game or something for his gifted and talented class, and Jason destroyed it. And there was one time where we were swinging on a crowbar that was on some pipes, and we didn't realise that we were breaking the pipes or something, or we did some damage, and they all made us take our clothes off and shovel raw sewage, which is disgusting, and you shouldn't treat kids like that. You should talk to them. But that's the thing, you look at the mentality of my parents, and then you look at the mentality of the people they put us with. They probably just thought we were housing commission people from Newcastle, and they didn't consider us to be on the same level as them. I don't know, honestly don't know. If you psychoanalyze yourself or have so much introspection about your life, maybe your thoughts get twisted, and maybe they were just, I don't know. But Farnham had, I think, wheat they had headers, and which cut the wheat and put them in silos. I think they had about 3 silos on the property. They had like big sheds, stables. They had horses, cows, chickens, ducks, pigs, a pet chihuahua, and I didn't have any sense of danger. I used to climb on top of the shed, like the sheds that housed the header, like it's just like corrugated iron, and just run up on top of it. And my foster mother would be yelling at me to get off the roof. And what's wrong? Why is she screaming at me to get off the roof? I mean, obviously because I could fall down and break my neck or something. And did we have dams? I'm trying to remember. Marrowall, I think the main water supply at Marrowall was the river, and we used to go fishing for catfish in the river. We used to go mushroom picking, which was like going around the paddocks and collecting mushrooms. I used to love collecting quartz, because a lot of the farming land was basalt, it's very fertile soil. Basalt around it. There was lots of crystal quartz I used to pick up. I was fascinated with that. I used to climb the trees. They had some beautiful peppercorn trees. They had a really nice yard. The house was pretty old, because I remember I used to get up in the middle of the night sometimes to go to the toilet. It was it outside? It was outside on the veranda, I think. I don't think it was inside. I think it was outside, and I had to go down the creaky hallway and go outside on the and go to the bathroom on the veranda. I played netball and tennis after school. We used to walk from the school right across town to the tennis courts. I wasn't very good at tennis, but I think with netball, my team won the premiership 2 or 3 times in a row. I was wing defence. That's what the position I played, wing defence, and I just wouldn't let them get the ball. We used to watch football. I think Jason and Wallace, one of them, played football, and they were into NRL. I don't know if it was called that back then, but there was Wally Lewis and there was Mal Meninga, and I think they were into football, so they kind of followed that sport. I don't think they were into cricket much, but they liked football. And my younger brother John was in Pony Club, so he was in Pony Club. I think Jason won a lot of ribbons in Pony Club as well, and they were really involved in the town. I think because they only slept 7 kilometres out of town, so we were able to go to the rodeos and the shows and just be involved in the community. I'm going to stop it here. It's nearly 10 minutes, and I think I've gone over time talking. But that was some of my experiences on the farm. I'll go into more detail later on, but that's some of the experiences I had, so I'll just end that here. Okay, thank you.